What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of MUT Tips. I'm your host, Sean Taylor from the Made Up Theater. And before we jump in, make sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and as always, subscribe on YouTube down below to be informed of upcoming videos and live streams. Ring that bell. We just hit 2,000. Let's aim for 3,000. Now let's jump into today's topic, want something in improv. Wanting something defines characters. Like, for example, I want to be wearing my original t-shirt, but I spilled something on it backstage, so I have to wear this. It's the only thing I found backstage. But wanting something for a character helps define so many things. It helps define the relationship. It helps define the status between the two characters. It helps define actions, like what will you do to get what you want? So much benefit comes from wants. In fact, sometimes in scenes, for my students, I usually stop them if I feel like the scene might be struggling and ask them, like, what does your character want? And sometimes they'll respond like, I don't know. And that's what we need to solve within the first few beats of the story. The scene is what we truly want. Ideally, your wants should involve your scene partner in some way. You know, the wants don't have to be directly related to your scene partner. They can, obviously, like, you know, I want to ask this person out on a date. I want to ask this person to marry me. I want to sabotage this person. There's a lot of ways that we can make our wants directly related to the other person, but at least have them involved with the other person in some way. An example of this might be, you know, I want to buy a PS5. And then I like to say add the word but and allow the but to involve the other person. I want to buy a PS5, but I don't have enough money. So I need to convince my father to buy it for me. And now the want is directly related to the other person. Let's delve into that example a little bit further. The scene can progress with character one, who's playing the child who wants the PS5, saying, oh, Dad, please, I really want a PS5. I've done a lot of chores this year. I've been a good kid. I got straight A's. Come on, just let me have some money so I can go buy one today. And the father, playing the other character, you know, their want can be inspired by their scene partner's want, right? You know, it could just be like, you know what, we've been through a lot of hard times this year. I'm sorry, but that's just too much money. I can't give it to you. So now we have a scene with two contrasting wants, which can be fun because contrasting wants lead to just a natural progression of just the heightening of actions. What will you do to get a PS5? And what will you do to not spend that money? Ideally, the want should inspire bold choices, which I talked about in episode 118 of MUT Tips, all about bold choices. Check that out after this video. But think about it this way. Your wants dictate what you say as well as what you do. Usually the beginning of the scene, it'll be more focused on the say, like, you know, the pleading aspect, getting your father to, like, hopefully convincing them with your words of affirmation and love and respect, and maybe turns into desperation. But at a point, usually words begin to heighten into action. What will you do to get what you want? And the bold choices can be related to your environment, right? Where are you? What is your environment? It's not a blank void. So for example, maybe the scene was set up where, like, you're in a living room, your father's watching TV, got a remote, got a cup of coffee, and now we also have the situation of, you know, the son coming in and saying, I want a PS5 through words. Words will not be enough at some point. Actions need to come in. So think about it, the environment. Like, I can even ask you, what are some things that could happen in the environment to start to help this person get what they want? You know, maybe they take the TV into account. Like, oh, Dad, wouldn't the PS5 look really good right here? You know, really good, this really empty area, just put it right here. And heck, you can even play it too, right? You could get some, like, you know, old school classic games from PlayStation 1. And then we could start to heighten more, because that's more of like, I'm trying to persuade you. Persuasion goes so far sometimes. And now emotions can start to creep in. Like, maybe the kid starts to get angry, you know, or sad, you know. If it's anger, what's something that you could do in the environment to convey that anger to get what you want, you know? There's a cup of coffee, maybe, like, take it and accidentally, you know, hit it, and it hits the dad in the face, and the coffee's burning him now, which leads to him doing something, some type of action to, like, cleanse his face of this scalding coffee, right? That is the fun part of action. Sadness, for example. What if you heighten to sadness? What is something that you could do that would be sad to help convey what you want? You know, maybe it's like you start to, like, cry, but in front of the TV, like you're just, like, leaning up against it, and the father's, like, trying to watch his program. Again, it's all fun action we're showing rather than telling. The scene continues until a want is satisfied. It doesn't always have to go in one direction. It can go in multiple directions. That's the fun of improv. Where can it go? Sure, the scene could end with the son getting what he wants, and the father realizes, oh, you know what, you have been a good kid, here's $500, boom, you get what you want. And you can throw another twist in there at the end, though. Maybe he gets the $500, but he goes, Dad, it's actually not $500. PS5's been out of stock for like a year. I'm gonna buy it on the black market for $3,000. You know, and then it's like, okay, now we heighten to another beat of the story, or that's also a great opportunity for an edit. And it could go the other way too. Maybe the son kind of has, you know, a realization that he doesn't need a PS5. Maybe he and his father just go outside and start playing catch, you know, an old school ending to a story, a bonding between father and son. You know, the wants are satisfied in a sense, because now it's not so much about the PS5, it's more about the relationship and the want to have a strong relationship with your child and with your parent. So in conclusion, have strong defined wants and try not to be too coy. Some people sometimes get a little bit too internalized what they want, where they're not actively trying to get what they want, they're being more passive about it. And sometimes I'm just like, dude, get out there, get what you want. Even tell them sometimes, say what you want. Make it clear so that, you know, your scene partner is on the same page and they can play to your want, even if they are, you know, a conflicting element. And that concludes this episode of MUT Tips, everybody. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really appreciate it. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for another episode of MUT Tips. Bye.